Alright guys, what's going on? Today I'm going to be telling you guys the story of the time that I totally ruined this, I guess this some sort of employee game or something like that in Walmart. It was kind of funny, it's kind of interesting, so I'm just going to tell you guys the story. So basically, the story starts off, we're in Walmart, I'm with my parents, we're in Walmart, whatever, kind of boring, whatever, and I tell my parents, like, hey, I need to get a sketchbook, I need to go over to the arts and crafts section. I'm going to go over there, and then after that, I'm going to go check out some games and stuff like that. Check out the electronics section or whatever while you guys do your shopping. I usually don't sit side by side with them the entire time we're shopping. Usually I do branch off and go check out the games and kind of look them out and kind of look around the electronics section and stuff like that a little bit. I do that a lot. I don't know if any of you do that, but I do that. So they go, okay, cool, whatever, see you later or whatever. And I was like, okay, cool. So I leave. I go straight to the arts and crafts section or whatever you want to call it, the office supply section, and I go in here and I'm like, okay, I just need a sketchbook. That's all it is. You know, I'm an artist. So find the sketchbooks. I'm like, okay, sweet, here they are. They have a red one, a blue one, and a black one, and I'm like, that's kind of interesting. What, I don't remember them ever changing the color of their sketchbooks, but that's neat. I'll definitely check this out. So I start looking at each of them. They're all literally the same, and I'm like, man, what do I choose, red, blue, or black? And out of the corner of my eye, I noticed that there's a sketchbook sitting on the not the floor, but like it's on the very bottom shelf, and it's kind of sticking out. It has some kind of weird pink note looking thing sticking out of it, and I'm like, that's weird. What's that? So I pick it up. It's some kind of damaged sketchbook or whatever, and I pick it up, and I'm like, this is kind of weird, and I open it up to kind of check out the pages or whatever, because I don't know if any of you do this, but whenever you go to buy a sketchbook or a blank book or whatever, you gotta flip through it to make sure no one's messed with it. I don't know if anyone does that. I don't know how many people do that, if anyone does it. I've never done it, but you never know. There could be that case where some idiot kid went in there, wrote on a bunch of sketchbook pages or whatever, and left it be. But anyway, I pick it up, flip through the pages, and that pink note that's sticking out, I'm like, okay, these are all blank, but what's this pink note thing? I take out the pink note, and it's this note, it's got some kind of riddle on it. I don't know how else to explain it, but it basically says something along the lines of like, you've made me sad, you've made me blue, now it's time to be true, or something like that, or be sorry, or something like that. And I'm like, this is really weird. This sounds like a riddle, almost like I need to solve it. So I'm like, okay, you've made me sad or whatever. You need to apologize, something along those lines. I don't exactly remember what it said, but it all kind of seemed to hint at the fact that this person had done something and they need to apologize. So I'm like, okay, so what do you do when you apologize to someone? You give them a gift. So is this some kind of girl that you're trying to apologize to? Maybe I should check out the flowers. So I go and check out the flowers. I don't really see anything out of the ordinary there. It's just a bunch of flowers. I'm not really seeing anything there. So I'm like, okay, so what else would you need to apologize to someone? And I'm like, okay, greeting cards, or not greeting cards, but like birthday cards, apology cards, whatever. So like a card, like apology card. So I'm like, okay, let me go back towards the office area, find where the card sections are, see if there's any kind of I'm sorry section. I find that the apology card section or whatever, and I see another pink note. It's sticking out of one of the cards. It's not just like on top of the card or whatever, but it's in the card. So I'm like, okay, sweet. I found another one. So this is definitely part of something. So I'm like, okay, now that I know for sure this is something, I can't just go to the electronics section or whatever and just hang out until they're done. But I know that I can't sit here forever and trying to figure it out, because obviously my parents are going to get done shopping and we're going to have to leave. So I'm like, okay, I'm definitely going to try and figure this out. I'm going to try and find all these sticky notes, figure out where all of them are leading, and solve the mystery before we have to leave. So I get this note, and it says something along the lines of, I think it literally just says Ice Age reference or something weird like that. And I'm like, okay, Ice Age, ice, cooler, cold section, so let me go to the frozen foods, that sort of thing. And I go to the frozen foods. I didn't run into my parents somehow. I don't know how I didn't, but I didn't run into them. And I'm checking out the frozen foods or whatever. And I'm keep trying to figure out Ice Age reference. What does that mean? What does that mean? And eventually, I find this like package of nuts just sitting in the frozen food area. It's like it's not necessarily hidden, but it's like underneath the meat, but not completely hidden. It's enough to where if you're walking around looking for it, you would find it. So I find it, boom, pink note on this like package of nuts that's hidden underneath the meat for some reason. So I get it. I guess the Ice Age reference was like how the squirrel or whatever was always trying to chase the nut in the Ice Age movies, and he could never get the nuts because it would always basically cause this huge catastrophe that basically ruined the lives of the other characters. Anyway, so I get this note and I'm like, okay, sweet. How many more of these is there going to be? But anyway, this note, it says something along the lines of, now that you're cold, it's time to warm up. And so this was kind of I don't know how easy this one was or how hard this one was really, but when you think about it, it kind of seems obvious. But clearly I need to either be in some kind of camping area where they're going to have heaters, or I need to be in the clothes section where their winter clothings may be. And I don't think it was fall when this happened. I'm pretty sure it wasn't like winter or anything. So I was like, no, there's no way there's like a whole winter section. I'm pretty sure they filtered those out when it's like summer. They don't have their winter clothes out or whatever. So I'm like, okay, surely there's not going to be any of that. So let me go to the camping area. I'm in the camping area. I don't find anything. I'm looking at all the heaters. I'm like, well, dang, maybe there are some jackets out there. So I go to the jackets, not the jackets. I go to the clothes area, looking around. I don't know which kind of area I need to be in because the clothes area is kind of big. But eventually I run across their changing rooms or whatever, and there is this jacket kind of sitting on one of those hooks, not inside a changing room or anything, but like on the outside. They had this like hook for some reason on the outside, not the outside of the door, but it's almost like its own little miniature building inside Walmart where they have the changing rooms and everything, and they have their walls or whatever. And on the wall, next to like the counter where the guy or the lady or whoever who normally lets you in the changing rooms and that sort of thing, the person in charge of that area, there's this like hook next to it, next to her or whatever, and there is a jacket on it that I guess the jacket doesn't really matter. I guess the jacket isn't relevant, but on the jacket, in the I guess the sleeve, it was like on the sleeve or in the pocket somewhere, like it's hanging out, but it's not totally obvious unless you're looking for it. So it's sticking out and I'm like, sweet, another pink note. Let me get this pink note. And I'm like, all right, awesome. And the employee sees me grab this note and she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I've been finding these notes around around Walmart that are like riddles or something, and they're like taking me to different places in Walmart. And she's like, oh my God, are they doing it? And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, they're doing the game. They're doing the riddle thing. How far are you in the thing? And I'm like, I don't really know. I've just found this one. I couldn't even read it yet. Literally by the time I grabbed it and messing with the jacket or whatever, she's like, what are you doing? And I'm like, I don't know. I've found a handful of them, but I don't know anything about this. I just thought it was kind of cool, and I decided to check it out and try and solve the mystery before I had to leave. Anyway, she says this is like an annual employee thing. They do it every year. So she takes the note, and this one said something weird about it was something about having a snack before the game ends or something like that. And we're like, I'm gonna need your help because the rules of the game are that you have to have all of the notes to like win the prize at the end. And I'm like, I don't know if I want to help you because now that I know it's just your employee thing, what's in it for me? Like, obviously if I solved everything, I'm not going to win any kind of prize. She's like, I will split whatever prize it is with you. Usually it's some kind of gift card plus a hat or something like that. And I'm like, all right, bet. I've already found all of them. I can tell you where they are. We agree. And she agrees that she's going to split this with me. So this last note, like I said, it said something about snacks, and she's trying to contemplate because there's a lot of places you can get snacks in Walmart, believe it or not. There's a lot of places like the snack aisle. There's places like those I keep wanting to say free trials for some reason, but those weird machines where you can like punch in a code or scan this app and you get like a free sample. And then there's also free sample booths. There's plenty of places in Walmart basically that you can get snacks. Some of them for free, some of them you have to pay for. So we're like, okay, what's the best way to do this? Should we split up and go to different ones? And she's like, yeah, sure, let's split up. I'm gonna check the snack aisle, and I'm like, sweet, I don't really want to run into my parents, so I'm not going to check the snack aisle. I'm going to go see if there's any kind of snack booth. So she splits off to there. I split off to the snack booth machine thing that gives you free samples. And sure enough, on the free sampler, there was a sticky note on it, on the back of it, sticking out, like on the back, because it's not all the way up against the wall, it's sticking out just slightly. And there's a pink note on it. It's facing backwards, so I can't read it. I'm like, sweet, here's another one. I take the pink note, and I'm like, okay, so where is she at? So I go and try and find her. And I find her, and she's like, sweet, you actually found it. I was like, yeah, I was on the snack machine thing where it like gives you the free sample. And she's like, oh man, that's genius. I didn't even think about that. So I was like, okay, this one just said something along the lines of like hinting towards the original book that I found. Yeah, that was it. That was basically the end. I was like, okay, so it's bringing me full loop. Did I accidentally stumble across the one that was supposed to be at the end or what? And she goes, no, she said it was something along the lines of like, oh no, there's always only 4 of them or like 5 of them or however many I ended up finding. And she said that now that I found all the 4, I can get this prize or whatever. And I'm like, sweet. I'm gonna follow you as close as I can to the break room or whatever. I follow her to the very back, very back where the bathrooms are, near the milk for some reason. And she goes into this break room. I don't even know if it's a break room. She goes into this back rooms or whatever. She comes out a little bit later, and sure enough, she gives me this like $10 Walmart gift card, and she's wearing some kind of hat or whatever. And I'm like, oh, sweet. Thank you. And that's how I got a $10 free Walmart gift card at a Walmart one day by just stumbling across this employee game, I guess. I don't know. She was really happy because she had never won one of these before. And the reason she wanted it mostly is because the hat. She really loved the hat for whatever reason. But anyway, yeah, that's the story of the Walmart employee game that I totally crashed and I guess technically cheated for, like cheated at, I guess, technically, because I would assume they're not allowed to have like customers help them. Yeah, that's the story. So yeah, don't forget to like, subscribe, share, do those wonderful things, because when you do those wonderful things, you get access to wonderful content such as this. But that's not all you get. You also get to become wonderful, and everyone wants to become wonderful, right? So do all those wonderful things, and also, you know what? Why don't you go ahead and comment too, because that's also a wonderful thing. And if you are already wonderful, why don't you just say you're wonderful in the comments? Anyway, yeah, that's going to do it for the video. So until next time, stay wonderful.